What is going on, everybody? My name is Aaron, and today I have one goal: 7 biggest time savers for students in 5 minutes. Let's do it. Time saver number 1, take advantage of commute time. Most students either A, drive to school every day, or B, have a walk or bus ride to school. Now, some of you might already be thinking, but Aaron, I live on campus, but even you have 10-minute walks between classes every single day. After tracking it for myself, I found out I spend about 10 hours commuting every single week. Most of us write off this time in our heads because we deem it unavoidable, which is true. But these 10 hours are one of the only times in our week when we are distracted by either screens or by other people. So I began using this time to work on anything that doesn't require a screen or a pen. I do everything from planning out projects and studying out loud to brainstorming new YouTube ideas. Long story short, your commute time is valuable, so don't waste it. Time saver number 2, do a time tracking experiment. Now, I would argue this is by far the most effective time saver in this entire video. All I want you to do is to track how you spend your time for a single week. I did this really easily on Google Calendar by clicking the week setting in the top right corner of the page. Now, don't try and create a schedule beforehand and try to follow it throughout your day, because student life is spontaneous, and as soon as you miss one part of your schedule, it's going to lose all its power. Instead, simply update your calendar 2 or 3 times a day with what you ended up doing with your time. I also wouldn't recommend time tracking for a long period of time, because this can lead to toxic productivity where you feel guilty whenever you're not working furiously throughout your day. I would say updating the calendar takes maybe 4 minutes a day, and they can save you hours down the line from what you end up learning. For example, when I did time tracking for the first time, I was blown away by how much time I spent on commuting, which led to the creation of time saver number 1 that we just went over. Time saver number 3, develop a network. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't have to go befriend everybody in your program, but finding a small group of students that you can trust school-wise is huge. Just make sure that the people you end up finding are strong enough students that their work is fairly reliable. This leads to a ton of time-saving opportunity by doing things like taking turns summarizing readings, working together on open book assignments, and most of all, reducing the time that you spend staring at your computer because you don't know what to do because you're stuck. This actually leads us into number 4, ask for help. It kills me how often people choose to struggle by themselves instead of asking somebody for help. Whether it's the friends you just made in the last tip, teaching assistants, or professors, people take way too long to go and reach out to somebody. Now, just to be clear, I'm not talking about closed book assignments that you're not allowed to ask people for help on. But for open book assignments where you're allowed to ask other people for a little bit of help and guidance, this is where it applies. I just recently found myself stuck on an assignment question and I didn't know what to do, so I reached out to my buddy to see if he was having the same problem, and he was. We decided that there's probably a mistake in the question, and it turned out we were right. If I hadn't had the guts to just reach out and ask for help, I would have spent way more hours staring at this question that was actually impossible. Time saver number 5, start batching your food prep. Now, before we start number 5, full disclosure, I do live at home right now. Yes, I know, it's kind of like cheating. But my first year, I did live outside of the house, and I found out firsthand how annoying and time-consuming food prep can really be. Lucky for us, this time saver is by far the easiest to apply in this video, so you have no excuses. Okay, are you ready for it? All you're gonna do is make extra on purpose. I know, it's not rocket science, but it makes perfect sense. It's way more efficient to make 3 bowls of spaghetti at once, instead of making 1 bowl of spaghetti 3 different times throughout your week. Not that you should only be eating spaghetti, that was just an example. One other thing I want to point out really quick is that if you actually enjoy cooking, then this time saver may not apply to you. I'm coming from the perspective where I just find cooking time-consuming and annoying, but if this is something you're passionate about and you find fun making really cool things, then definitely take your time and really enjoy it. Number 6, start study sprints. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is study sprinting? Now let me tell you. Study sprinting is really simple. It only has 3 components. Study sprinting is individual, it is distraction-free, and it only lasts for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. The Natural Health Glossary explains how our attention spans vary greatly depending on the person, but the general consensus is that they only last about 45 minutes. Sprints save a ton of time because we're replacing the 6 hours that we normally spend cramming the day before the exam, and instead we're going to do 4 or 5 45 to 1 hour sessions, save that time, and probably do better than we would have otherwise. And finally, wait, hold up, stop the timer really quick. I want to tell you guys about my dream. I want to beat this old YouTube channel that my friend and I made back in high school. Last time I checked, I think it has 141 subscribers. At the time of filming this video, I currently have 8. Do you see the problem? So if you want to support me on my journey to beat my younger self, feel free to subscribe whenever you get the chance. Thank you very much, guys. And finally, big time saver number 7, multitask low focus activities. I actually made a video kind of touching on this recently, so if you enjoyed this video, you should definitely check out that one. Basically, all you need to know from my last video is that trying to multitask high attention activities is a terrible idea. However, multitasking low attention activities can be a fantastic way to save a ton of time. It can be a great idea to try and combine more mindless tasks, like maybe you're cooking dinner and can do the dishes at the same time. These sort of tasks aren't that complicated, but they eat up time like crazy. So we might as well try and kill 2 birds with 1 stone whenever we get the chance. Okay, I think we did it. I think that was 7 time savers in 5 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Go do good things.